So the race to qualify for next year's World Cup cranks up a little bit over in Europe. That's right, as we enter the next round of games. Which countries are on the brink of qualification and which countries are on the brink of elimination? Well, today we're going to find out. So folks, back once again with another video. Today we're taking a look at match number 7, that's right, of course, and this is number 2 video of 3, so make sure, of course, you check us out and subscribe. Your one-stop shop for the World Cup qualifiers is right here, guys, and of course, in this video, we're focusing on games that take place on the 10th of October. Those include the power nations of Germany, France, and Belgium, of course, who will come out on top in their matches. We'll get into all that and much more in a second. Big shout out to the members and the patrons. You know who you are, but of course, if you're new, where have you been? Hit the old subscribe. So let's bring you bang up to date with where we are in the tables. And these are those, that's right. So kick it all off with a recap. Here we go. Group A sees Slovakia in charge right here, right now. 3 points clear over Northern Ireland and Germany. In Group B, it's the Swiss. 2 wins out of 2 for them. And they're in the prime time driving seat. Group C sees Denmark, Scotland, and Greece in an absolute crunch clash for the top spot over there. Group D has France in the driving seat. 6 points for them. Iceland in the second spot. In Group E, Spain are also in there. 2 wins on the bats for them. They look good. Portugal are in the ascendancy in Group F over Armenia, with Hungary and Ireland struggling. Group G sees Netherlands in charge there. Poland in second spot. In the groups there that have, of course, a little bit further along the way here. Bosnia-Herzegovina and Austria duking out for a spot in Group H. Group I has Norway running away with it with that superior goal difference as well, and Italy and Israel in second place. Group J sees North Macedonia ahead of Belgium right now, but they have played a game more. England dominant in Group K, 5 wins on the spin for them, they look good, and Croatia and Czechia in a bit of a squabble. Alrighty then, folks, let's get into the details then. Of course, look forward to the games that are coming at you on the 10th of October. Kicking it all off with a trip to Northern Ireland as they take on Slovakia. That's right, over in Group A. Northern Ireland and Michael O'Neill. They currently find themselves in second spot in Group A, I believe, with 3 points for them so far. Up against Slovakia, top of the pops right now, with 6 points for them out of a possible 6, I believe. That's back-to-back wins for them. They've taken on Northern Ireland 4 times in 2008. They've won 3 of them. They've drawn 1 of them, and Northern Ireland yet to get the W. They last played, it was a qualification phase for the World Cup, for the Euros back in November 2020. It was a 2-1 win for Slovakia. They last played in Northern Ireland. I do believe it was a 2-0 win for Slovakia as well. Germany, though, on the back of that 3, did beat Northern Ireland most recently. 3-1 win. Slovakia with just that 1-0 win over Luxembourg in Luxembourg. That was back in September. The bookies' odds for this one's a tight one. Northern Ireland expected to get something out of this game. They expected to win. I've gone with the draw here, which of course gives Slovakia some more hope to clinging on to that top spot. Meanwhile, the Germans, though, they're up against it, taking on Luxembourg. That's right. Nagelsmann's boys are not the best bit of form right now. Just 1 win in the last 5. Up against Luxembourg, also 1 win in the last 6, of course. Locking horns for what would be the 4th time. The previous 3, though, 3 wins out of 3 for Germany, who averaged 4.67 goals a game against Luxembourg. They last played, it was back in May 2006. It was a 7-0 win for Germany, making back-to-back wins for them, back-to-back wins without conceding a goal, scoring 11 goals in the last 2 games combined. Germany, though, on the back of that 3-1 win over Northern Ireland. Luxembourg, they've played 4 home matches on the bounce, of course, losing, actually not scored, they lost 3 of those last 4. The bookies' odds will go with Germany. I've got to go with Germany. It might be a big one here, 4-0 win. They need to put a statement result, maybe put some goals, kind of like what Norway did the other match day, by putting a whole load of goals down to strengthen their course. 4-0 winners, Germany taking it to the house. Let's go to Kosovo as they take on Slovenia. That's right, Kosovo under Franco Voda in second spot right now. 3 points for them, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They've won 5 of the last 6 in Group B. Taking on Slovenian side under Matthias Kic. They are 4th with just the 1 point, just 1 defeat though in the last 6. They've taken on Kosovo twice since 2020. Slovenia winning both of them, including a 2-1 win when they last played back in November 2020 in Slovenia. They last played in Kosovo back in October 2020, also resulting in a 1-0 win for Slovenia. Kosovo, though, picking up a 2-0 win over Sweden, a massive result for them. As for Slovenia, losing to Switzerland most recently, put them on a bit of a Debbie Downer at the moment. The bookies' odds here will go with Kosovo. They ain't no slouches, gone with the 1-0 win as well, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Meanwhile, Sweden taking on Switzerland, coming at you over in Group B. Sweden under John Dahl Thomason, ex-rover there, just 1 defeat in the last 5. They sit 3rd right now. The Swiss under Murat Yakin, 5 wins on the bounce. They're top of the pops with 6 points for them. They played each other 5 times since 1986. 2 wins for the Swedes, 1 win for the Swiss, 2 draws, of course. Last played, of course, in Sweden. It wasn't in Sweden, it was in the World Cup. It was a 1-0 win for Sweden back in July 2018 World Cup knockouts. They last played in La Suède, though. It was a 0-0 draw back in September 1995. So Sweden on the back of that 2-0 loss to Kosovo. Swiss picking up a 3-0 win over Slovenia to make it back-to-back wins. In fact, they've won 3, 4, 5 on the bounce. Back to 3 clean sheets on the spin, though. Sweden are favoured. Of course, it's in their backyard here. We're going to go with a 2-1 win for Sweden, which, of course, will have a bit of a damning effect on this group and the shape of the World Cup qualifiers itself. Meanwhile, Iceland taking on Ukraine over in Group D. That's right, Iceland under Arma Gunnlaugson. 2 wins, 2 defeats in the last 4. They sit second with 3 points up against Ukraine under Sergei Rebrov. Just 1 win in the last 5. They sit third with just the 1 point. They played Iceland 5 times. They've won 2 of them. Iceland won 1 of them. There's been 2 draws. They last played as another World Cup qualifier. It was in a final 3-2 win as it was for the Ukraine way back in March 2024. However, the last time they played in Iceland, it was a 2-0 win for the Icelanders back in September 2017. Iceland, though, did lose to France most recently, 2-1 winners. That was on the road. The last home match was a 5-0 win over Azerbaijan. The Ukrainians also picking up a draw against Azerbaijan on the road, also losing to France at home as well. The Ukrainians are favoured for the victory here, even though it's in Iceland, which is, of course, I think a little bit balmy. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Icelanders. The Viking clap will roar once more in Reykjavik. That's right. Meanwhile, France, they're taking on Azerbaijan, also in the same group, a very, very tricky group. That is, of course, Group D. The French under Didier Champs, they're top of the pops, 6 points for them, 3 wins on the bounce, up against Azerbaijan under Fernando Santos, winless in at least the last 12 matches. They're fourth with just the 1 point. They've taken on France twice. They've lost both of them, including a 10-0 win with the last played in France way back in September 1995. The French on the back of that 2-1 win over Iceland. Of course, Azerbaijan, they picked up a draw against the Ukraine. The French will win this game. It's in their backyard. They'll make it comfortable. We're going to go with a 4-1 win for La France. And then finally, we're going to go, well, not finally, we've got a couple more here. We've got Kazakhstan taking on Liechtenstein. That's over in Group J. The Kazakhstanians under Ali Aliyev. They're fourth right now, 3 points for them. Up against Liechtenstein under Konrad Frühstück. They are fifth with no points. So both sides desperate for a win. They have played once. It was resulting in a victory for Kazakhstan, which was in the reverse fixture in this game. It was a 2-0 win way back in March 2025. The Kazakhstanians on the back of that 6-0 loss to Belgium. Liechtenstein also on the back of that 5-0 loss to North Macedonia. Both sides would love a win, but you've got to back Kazakhstan with those odds for sure. Going to go with 3-0 winners. Kazakhstan get the W and moving the chains. And then finally is Belgium up against North Macedonia in Belgium. Of course, Rudy Garcia's boys are second with 10 points, unbeaten the last 5. Up against North Macedonia under Bladoja Medievski, who are top right now, 11 points, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They played Belgium 5 times since 1994. They've lost 3 of them. There's only been 2 draws, including a draw when they last played in June, which was a 1-1 scoreline in the World Cup qualifiers reverse fixture. They last played in Belgium. It was a 1-0 win for the Belgiques back in March 2013. Belgium on the back of back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets, 12 goals scored in the last 2 games, up against the North Macedonian side, who've also put 5 past Liechtenstein most recently. Belgium should win this game. It might be a bit of a big score as well. I've gone 3-0 winners, but it might be more than that if Belgium have their shooting boots on. That, my friends, is what I've got for these round of games. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like, and hit the little bell. Of course, we'll be back very, very soon for the next round of games for these nations over in the World Cup qualifiers as we start to get a kind of clue as to who's in, who's out for the World Cup next year. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. I'll catch you later, but we're done.